We are going to be starting with the trial, part 1 of episode 5. And yep, we're going to start right now. When I woke the following morning, Sato-san was already gone. Outside the window, the rain came down in sheets. It's always raining in Britain, apparently, from what I heard. Though I definitely need some rain over here. It's literally, we're dying of heat. I keep on saying this probably every single video I make. And so began an even longer day than the last one that I would remember for the rest of my days. 17th April, 9:32 a.m. The Old Bailey. Defendant's antechamber. Good morning, Gina. I'm determined to prove your innocence today. I'm sure we can do it. So, where's your friend then? Sorry? You know, her in the fancy dress. Sudato or whatever, however you say it. I don't know. Miss Sudato had to leave early this morning. She was already gone by the time I woke up. You alright with that, Arya? Forget about me if you like. Go and see her off. It's fine. It's not as though Miss Sudato and I won't meet again. One day. Even so. But you, Gina, you only get one chance. This trial today is all we have. Good morning, you two. Oh, Bagahai. How are you feeling, Ginny? Did you manage to sleep? Meow. Iris, what are you doing here? What do you mean? When a friend is in need, we show our support. Isn't that right, Waggy? Meow. Huh? Waggy? Great way to show your support, kitty. Let him have a nose around. What harm can it do? Oh, that reminds me, I bought a paper on the way here. Now, would you like the good news or the bad news? The bad news. What do you say, Runo? Ginny? Oh, well, I think I'll rather get the bad news out of the way first. Nah, always say the good news first. You might not live to hear the bad. Nah, I'm gonna go bad. Yes, that question always gives away people's personalities. Let's not go there. Alright then, I'll give you the bad news first. A record amount of rain has fallen this morning and carriages all over the capital are struggling to move. Huh? The bad news was a weather report? So I hope that Susie made her train to Dover and that the train isn't delayed on its way to the port. She can join us for this trial probably. Gosh, yes. Alright then, so what's the good news? Well, the rain is forecast to subside this afternoon, so even if the train is delayed, it should be able to make up the time later. Well, that is good news, isn't it? I couldn't give a monkey's really. Only all good news cancelled out the bad. And look, this trial has made the headlines too. Pawnbroker perishes in big purse plunder, see? Cheh, how'd you like that? Well, let them say what they want, see if I care. You can't because you're covering your face. Don't worry, Runo will soon show everyone that this headline is nonsense. I will. And then in tomorrow's papers, the headlines will be Discharged diver is dauntless do-gooder. Isn't that right, Bruno? Yes, let's hope so. Of course they will. I have absolute faith in you. How was that? I was trying to sound like Susie. Did it work? Did it? It's like she was still here. Okay, today's paper has been entered into the court record. Why did we get a paper as evidence? Good luck then, Bruno. I'll do what I can. Okay, what is this paper? Pawnbroker perishes in big purse plunder. How awful. For Ginny, I mean. But tomorrow's headline will be Discharged diver, dauntless do-gooder, right? Yes, something like that. If possible, I like to go even bigger. Bigger? How? Proud pickpocket protects planet post-trial, perhaps? Protects planet? Oh, you know, oh my god, just today I was reading, I don't know if you've seen, I don't know if, it's not a meme, but like this, that, it's like become a meme, where it's like a page of like the causes of death in London in 1632, and one of the causes of death is planet, and you're like, I was like, what the fuck? The cause of death is a planet, and like there was one which was like cause of death, suddenly That's it. No elaboration, nothing. No, it just suddenly died. And this is happening in London. This is very appropriate for the time. Though this was like 200 years before this game. Oh, I can't wait for tomorrow now. It's going to be so great. Okay, what's behind? What the hell is this? There's a sensational story lower down the front page as well. Look. Ministry Mole. Classified secrets may have been leaked overseas from Ministry of Justice. For a 10-year-old, Iris certainly has a finger on the pulse of world news. It's about secret communications between Great Britain and its allies. Apparently they're being intercepted by hostile nations. Communications are being intercepted, but how would somebody be doing that? That's the question, isn't it? I've come up with 3 possible methods so far. Are you looking for a new career, Bruno? No, of course not. I wonder. Perhaps this is what Lord Strongheart was talking about yesterday. Yes, it could be, and it could explain why he has Grexy running from pillar to post at the moment. Okay, secrets being leaked to foreign agencies. Obviously, I don't know the law like Susie does, but still, she's gonna be our attendant, or like judicial assistant. I'll be by your side the whole time, giving you moral support and encouragement. Not sure that big thing is as comforting as we think it is, to be honest, but thank you, Iris. That's very kind of you. Oh yeah, Iris? Yes, Jenny? Well, I was wondering is all about Sholmes. Did they fix him up alright? Yes, the operation was a great success, but Hurley still hasn't come around yet. Bro, this guy is wearing a 10-year-old and he's awake. We literally saw him talking with Susato. Eh? I've asked a friend of mine at Scotland Yard to send a telegram as soon as he wakes up. I'm sure Gregson will let us know the moment there's news. Oh, right. No Susato-san and no Mr. Sholmes. It's all down to me today to prove that Gina is innocent of this crime. Come on, we can do this, Renosuke. Miss Gina Lestrade, counsel for the defense. The trial is about to begin. Please make your way into the courtroom. I guess we're gonna face Baroque 1 Zeeks again. It's time then. Yes, let's go, Gina. Iris? Lead the way, Bruno. Poor Gina. She's trying to put on a brave face, but I can tell she's worried and scared. I have to believe in her from start to finish. That's the weapon that will secure our victory here. If I learned anything from my great friend, it's that 17th April, 10 a.m. The Old Bailey courtroom. Hello, Zeke. Oh, he's there. The husband of Mr. Garda. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. This trial shall determine the guilt or innocence of Miss Gina Lestrade. I now call upon the counsel for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is ready. Defense is ready. Lord Van Zeeks. My lord, remind me, how many years was it that you withdrew from the public prosecution service? It was some 5 years ago, my lord. Yes, and then 2 months ago you resurfaced somewhat unexpectedly, and here you are again today. Are there some circumstances of which the court should be aware that have led to this erratic behavior? In what one might describe as your former life 5 years past, you dealt exclusively in matters concerned with the highest echelons of society and government. Really? Yet today, you choose to try a simple case of burglary and murder. I confess, I find it more than a little befuddling, counsel. He has his reasons. There are 2 types of person I cannot abide. Firstly, those wealthy scoundrels who hide behind a mask of philanthropy to cheat the public at large. He means Mr. McGilded, who you defended against the Reaper 2 months ago. Yes, I just about managed to work that out, thank you. Magnus McGilded, if I had known what a monster he was, I never would have defended him. And secondly, even more loathsome, those willy scoundrels who masquerade as allies only to affect total betrayal in the final hour. In other words, the confidence tricksters from those tiny islands in the far east, the Nipponese. Oh god, bro is racist as well. What? Did he really just say that? He means you now, Bruno. I actually managed to work that out too, thank you, Iris. Total betrayal? What are you talking about? That torrid look of hatred in Lord Van Zeek's eyes. Was that directed solely at me, or was he talking about all Japanese people? An alarmingly scathing explanation, Lord Van Zeeks. Still, the judiciary welcomes the return of the so-called Reaper of the Bailey, feared by all London's malefactors. Your lordship is too kind. You know what? I'm gonna make a prediction. I see a lot of oh my god, I can't say the word parallels between the OG Ace Attorney trilogy with Phoenix Wright and with this game. So, okay, what I remember is that with Edgeworth Van Zeeks is basically like Edgeworth, but like more hot. Sorry, Edgeworth. I really love Edgeworth, but like Lord Van Zeeks is like objectively like a vampire-esque hot type of character. But their personalities are somewhat on the similar, though Miles Edgeworth is more like sarcastic, and like Lord Van Zeeks is just racist. But I feel like I'm gonna predict this. He is like Edgeworth. He will become a defendant in a case. He will absolutely become a defendant of the case, because then we'll have to defend him. Like we'll have to defend him, and he'll have to like put his pride down because he doesn't like Japanese people. But he'll have to be defended by Japanese. I am 100% predicting this. No way, Jose. Else nothing. I'm not going to do anything. I can't really think of any punishment. But that is my prediction. Your lordship is too kind. Now, jurors, the 6 of you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people in this trial. Okay, Mr. Gary Depp, the maid, the third guy is the new one. The old man is just him but in a medical outfit, and this radio lady, we saw her in the McGilded case. And the last one is he's a criminal, right? Or no, he's some kind of revolutionary figure from Russia. I think it's him. But why are you here in Britain? And why are you even here in this court? God damn it, this game. Oh god. Are you ready to hear the evidence placed before you and determine the guilt or innocence of the defendant? Former lieutenant in the British Army here. Don't you know, chaps like me were born ready. Clean crockery, clean cutlery, and a clean conscience. His lordship's motto is very appropriate here, I think. Everything will be stereoscopic in the future. Absolutely everything. And I'm ready for it. Okay, so he's going to be very important in the trial. I don't understand it. I can't have left it in there. It's not possible. But could I have? Women indispensable in society. Stop. Female-centric future awaits. Stop. Huh? Are you telling us that you should stop female-centric society? Good day, I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. Roski's like, what the fuck is this jury, man? Is something wrong, Bruno? Oh, not exactly, it's just... I'm fairly sure I recognize these jurors. Almost all of them, in fact. Really? Funny coincidences like that do happen from time to time, don't they? But it is quite strange. The jurors are chosen at random from London's 6 million inhabitants, you know. And I know all of them. That's crazy. Except for that cross-eyed guy. So I've been led to believe, but something tells me I'm being duped. Very well. Now, Lord Van Zeeks, the court calls upon the prosecution to introduce the facts of the case. As you wish, my lord. Allow me to begin with a word of warning to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. In short, there has never been a more self-evident case of cold-blooded murder. Really? I feel like this is very similar to other cases we've done. The victim, Mr. Pop Windybank, a proprietor of a pawn shop on Baker Street, was shot from behind and died instantly. The prosecution presents this photographic print of the crime scene. As the court will observe, there is a single bullet wound just below the gentleman's left shoulder. The evidence suggests that the bullet pierced the man's heart, resulting in near-instant death. Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner, His report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. Okay, so like this. Okay, got it. And what's that supposed to tell us? It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Someone like the accused, you might say, or it could be someone who's like fallen on the floor and is like shoots from above, like from below. Someone like the accused, you might say. Oh, the prosecution wishes to present the autopsy report and crime scene photograph as evidence, my lord. Indeed, the court accepts. Hand them to the bailiff, please. Okay, we have done this. Autopsy report. Crime scene photograph. It shows the single bullet wound in the man's back. Okay. I now ask the court to turn its attention to this plan of the establishment where the incident occurred. The proprietor was found in the storeroom where he kept articles pawned to him. A windowless room with a single point of entry, a door to the main shop that was found locked. In this sealed chamber, there were only 2 persons present. The victim, Mr. Windybank, and the accused. It may further interest the court to know that when the accused was discovered at the scene, she had in her hand the gun used to fire the fatal bullet. To be very honest, I have no clue where this is going to go. Well, that's that then, isn't it? Nothing more to say. Isn't that grubby little girl a pickpocket anyway? She's one of these filthy drabs that live in the slums in the East End. Oh well, it was only a matter of time before she got blood on her hands then. Jesus, man. What are the jurors waiting for? The girl's guilty as hell. So she's kind of like just a kid. We can't jump to conclusions here. We mustn't assume her guilt because of what she has to do to survive. Oh no. My learned Nipponese friend, it is you who mustn't jump to conclusions. The prosecution has barely begun presenting its case. Oh no. Conveniently, this appalling act of murder did not go unobserved. There were witnesses. There were? Good gracious, oh, it's those 2 robbers. After the testimony, this girl's true nature will be exposed. Pitiful pick-purse or cold-hearted killer. Here's to establishing the truth. Okay, it's those 2 idiot robbers. The court will take the floor plan and firearm into evidence. Hand them to the bailiff, please, Lord Van Seeks. At once, my lord. Okay, a plan of Windybank's pawnbrokery at the scene of the crime. A gun belonged to the victim, Mr. Windybank, that Gina was holding when she was found unconscious. And there is a single discharge. This isn't good. Oh wait, I feel like the mood in here has turned very gloomy all of a sudden, Bruno. Okay, you know what? We have too much evidence. We need to see into it. Autopsy report. Detail of the victim, name, Pop Windybank, male, occupation, pawnbroker on Baker Street, time of death, 1 to 1:30 am. Reporting party, Renosuke Naruhodo. Wait. Coroner, Dr. Stevens. Postmortem findings, single bullet found in upper half of victim's back, no other signs of trauma. Okay. Autopsy finding, instant death from a posterior anterior bullet wound to the heart. The bullet entered the body from the back on a gently rising diagonal trajectory. Okay, this is the shot. I don't see anything interesting. Maybe there's something on this hand. Maybe if we turn him over. Okay, and let's look at the gun. This is Mr. Windybank's gun. The cylinder is completely empty. Mr. Windybank always used to keep this gun to hand on his shop counter. That is a very not safe place to put. Bro, anyone can take it and shoot you. Yes, but only ever with a single bullet loaded, I understand. That's right, to keep all the pawn articles that were in his care safe. But his one bullet was fired that night and that poor man lost his life. Was he protecting his shop, I wonder, trying to keep the articles safe? Okay, let's continue. I think that's because it has... Okay, already taking out the cape. Let us begin. Bring forth the witnesses to the foul murder of Mr. Pop Windybank on 16 April of this year. Okay, it's April. Oh my god, I've been losing. Oh, it's these 2 idiots. Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court. Name's Nash Skulkin. Occupation is baddie, professional baddie. Bro, they're calling themselves baddie. That's so funny. Nash Skulkin, Nash Skulkin, Nash Skulkin, Nash Skulkin. I don't know what to say. My name's Ringo Skulkin. Occupation's same as him. Tobias Gregson, Scotland Yard Inspector. That's right. We are what they call Three Skulkin Brothers. He's not part of that. What? What are you looking at me like that for? Don't lump me in with you lot. Poor blimey, that's cold. Don't you know what we're going through? It's our older bruv. Lost contact with him we have. So we're scouring every shady corner of the capital. And then last night we came across you. The very spit of the bloke. Ain't that right, Ringo? He is, Nash. He is. The very spit of him. So we decided that there ain't that... We decided there ain't then what we was gonna do. We was gonna call you. Oh god. Big bruv, sulky. Come on, leave it out, you two. Sulky Skulkin, and that's before he's run out of chips. Well then, Inspector Sulky Gregson. Begging your pardon, my lord, but the name's Tobias. What I would like to know, Inspector, is what you are doing in the witness stand. The Skulkin brothers are currently under arrest, my lord, on suspicion of theft. Thieves, are they, these three? No, my lord, begging your pardon, but please don't lump me in with this lot. 2 nights ago, these two brothers illegally entered an establishment with intent to burgle, and in the course of their nefarious activities, they became embroiled in a far more sinister crime. By Jove, you mean to say? What an extraordinary coincidence! Indeed, my lord. While attempting to burglarize the pawnbrokery, they witnessed its proprietor's murder. Order! Order! The various trespasses of these brothers is not the subject of today's proceedings, though they will naturally face trial in the very near future. With your lordship's permission, I'd like to remain in the stand to keep these gents on the straight and narrow. Of course, Inspector. Skeptical as I am about the caliber of these witnesses, I will permit them to take the stand. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin, you will now testify before the court. Describe the events of the night in question and what exactly you saw. Happy to. Oh, this is going to be... It's called the Skulkins Never Skulkin. This is going to be a long trial. Get out of it. Witness testimony. Illegal entry. He was walking down Baker Street in the small hours and the gas doors was ajar, you see. It was like some kind of sign begging for us to go in, it was. But once we got inside, God blimey lummy, we heard a gunshot from the back room. We went to see what was what, but the door was locked from the inside. We never done nothing, Governor. We never took nothing. We just left after that, nice and quiet. A terrible coincidence it would seem. At the precise moment these miscreants entered the property, an even more sinister crime was afoot. The witness's testimony is consistent with the crime scene in every detail, but did you not shoot Sholmes? The door providing access to the storeroom from the main door was indeed locked from the inside, and within only the victim and the accused were found. I must say, it does appear to be an overwhelmingly simple case. Still, the defense may cross-examine the witnesses now, of course. Counsel, if you please. Counsel? Okay, I think he's making that face is because he didn't mention shooting Sholmes. Yes. What's the matter, Bruno? Sorry, I was just stunned into silence for a minute by the blatant lies being told by the parents' stand. I know that it's all nonsense because I saw it with my own eyes. I'll just have to expose their testimony for the pack of lies it is. Because they did shoot Sholmes. Are we not going to talk about that? Okay, let's stop. Let's press. The front door of Windy Banks was ajar, you say? What time of night was this? Must have been about 1, right, Ringo? Yeah, I'll say so. Right, Sulky? How would I know? This place would have been shut at 1 in the morning, just like every other shop in town. Wait, the shops close at 1 in the morning there? Well, it was pitch black inside, it's true. Ain't that right, Ringo? I'm not so sure, Nash. I seem to remember a little light burning inside. What about you, Sulky? Me, old mucker? Oh god, Rexon is going to kill himself. Leave me alone. There definitely was a small lamp burning inside. That's what alerted us to the situation in the first place. And when these gentlemen ventured into the open establishment, the accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, already had the muzzle of a gun trained on the unfortunate victim. That is pure conjecture. Perhaps, but it changes nothing. These brothers inadvertently wandered into the middle of a cold-blooded murder, simply because they found the door of the victim's establishment open and ventured inside. Right, that's what happened. Okay. It was like some kind of sign begging for us to go, and it was... Hold it! What are you trying to suggest? That you had to go in? Well, God moves in mysterious ways, they say, don't they, Ringo? They do, Nash, they do. Must have been some sort of providence, I reckon. God's will often presents itself as the whim of thieves, does it? It weren't no whim, I'm dead sure of that. It weren't, Nash, it weren't, like we said at the time. You don't just find doors open in the middle of the night like that. Nah, there's no two ways about it. It was a sign that our long-lost brother was inside. They're not very good liars, are they? Well, you can't deny it. It led us to a bloke what looks just like our bruv. I said, cut it out. Those chips are getting a chomping today. But once we got inside, poor blimey gummy, we heard a gunshot from the back room. A gunshot, you say? Just the one? Are you sure about that? Yep, just the one, Governor. I can swear to that. It was Nash, it was. Ain't that right, bruv? The fireman used belonged to the victim himself. Yes, Mr. Windybank always used to leave his gun lying around on the counter. Right, I remember. When we examined it, we found the revolver was completely out of rounds. That makes sense. But Mr. Windybank always used to say he only ever kept a single bullet loaded. That's true, I remember him saying that as well. So we can say with considerable certainty that only a single round was discharged from the firearm used as the murder weapon. No, there's one on the calendar. Wait, is there anything I can present the calendar with? Can I present it? Like over here? Can I present it here? Yes, my lord, we can. And I should remind the court that the firearm in question was discovered in the hand of the accused. Wonderful. We went to see what was about, but the door was locked from the inside. Do you mean the door between the main shop and the storeroom? If my learned friend is having difficulty grasping the situation, perhaps a drawing would help. Excluding the shop's entrance from the street, there is only one other door, that of the storeroom. Of course, there was only a little oil lamp burning, not much to see by. And the door was hidden behind a curtain and all. That's right. When we arrived, the door was mostly obscured by the curtain. Tell me, why exactly did you try to open that door? Eh? Any normal petty thief would run at the sound of a gunshot, I should think. Oh, well, your turn to wrap it, Ringo. Well, Nash, yeah. I suppose you have to say we ain't normal, eh? Broadly speaking, humans respond in one of two ways on hearing a gunshot or scream. The timid flee, gripped by fear, while the courageous investigate to see if they might help. These gentlemen are of the latter inclination. My learned police friend, it would seem, is of the former. Alright, somehow I just proved that I was a coward that night. Thank you, counsels. So I believe we all understand that the door was locked and could not be opened. Proceed, witnesses. We never done nothing, Governor. We never took nothing. We just left after that, nice and quiet. You didn't do or take anything. Is that your story? Well, it was bedlam soon as, weren't it? It was, Nash, it was. Didn't we even have time to pull me dukes out, me Lucy lockets? So with no time to take your hands out of your pocket, you just left nice and quietly, you say? That's right, Governor. Nothing we ate more than violence. Peace-loving nibblers we are, not blushers. We are, Nash. We are. Never seen pull me dukes out, me Lucy lockets, oh my god. So you'll clearly like us to believe. Eh? Come again? You short Sholmes. As you fled from the pawnbrokers that night. Did you not run into anyone else? And did you not fire a gun at that person? Saints alive, they fired a gun, you say? Ah! Blimey, Governor. You ain't telling us it was you in the doorway? It was. Why the bleeding Nora? Didn't you mention that before? You were armed with a gun. And as you fled the scene, you fired that gun. And at London's greatest detective, Sherlock Sholmes. They shot the great Mr. Sholmes? I did hear that actually. There was a rumor he'd been rushed to the hospital. The great Sholmes? That's beyond the pale. On the night in question, this pair were arrested by the police within minutes of the discovery of the crime scene. Their suspicious countenance rapidly gave them away. And when searched, a firearm was indeed found in their possession. Ew. Furthermore, the barrel shows signs of a shot having been fired from it. Ay. The prosecution invites his lordship to examine the firearm recovered from these brothers. Yes, indeed. Remnants of powder around the muzzle, as you say, counsel. The court will hold this weapon as evidence. The Skulkin brothers' gun. Okay, let's see. Come on, I want to see it. Now, my learned Nipponese friend. Yes? Okay, wait, sorry. I wanted... Before you continue. So, there's ammunition still loaded in 5 of this revolver's 6 cylinders. Oh, that's not that scary. Yes, which tells us that only a single shot has been fired from it. Exactly. The bullet that hit Hurley, in fact, isn't it? Yes, it happened almost as soon as we walked in through Windy Bank's door. I'll make these brothers pay. Okay. It could be the opposite way around. This one was shot at This one was shot at Mr. Windybank, and this one was shot at the calendar, maybe because some intruder was there. So Mr. Windybank might have shot that person, tried to shoot that person. Here's to you successfully presenting the evidence. For yes, there are the telltale signs of spent powder on this gun and a single bullet missing from the cylinder. But the prosecution demands evidence that it was fired at the scene of the crime, under scrutiny in this trial.
Objection!
Well, I don't need evidence, because I was there.
Objection!
That is not evidence. However, the rest of us in this courtroom were not. If the defense fails to provide evidence in support of its rash claim, we shall have no choice but a toast to incompetence and move on. Evidence that these two fired that gun before they left Windybanks that night. The court demands that all claims are affirmed with clear proof. What evidence shows that these witnesses unloaded a firearm in the pawnbroker's shop that night? This probably. This, right? I want to show this, but okay, present this. Wait, let me see other places. I think it's this only.
Take that!
The evidence is in this portfolio. What? What on earth have you there, counsel? During the course of our investigations, we discovered a number of bloodstains. Not trusting the police to do the job they're trained to do? How arrogantly Nipponese of you. Oh, well, anyway, we analyzed all the blood samples we found and recorded the results in this portfolio. And you claim to have the evidence the court is demanding therein? Yes, my lord. No more dallying then, counsel. Present the pertinent evidence at once. Okay. What do you have in your portfolio that proves these witnesses unloaded a firearm at the scene? Okay, this one. This one.
Take that!
What is that? Explain. It's a photographic print taken at Windy Bank's pawnbrokery on the day of the incident. From the scene of the crime, is it? Is that a bullet hole? And if my eyes do not deceive me, it appears the bullet is still lodged there. Yes, as your lordship noticed, the bullet pierced Mr. Windybank's calendar. The date shows being the 16th of April, the very day of the pawnbroker's death. The incident occurred at 1 hour after midnight, but this indicates that a separate shot had been fired sometime after the calendar had been set to the 16th. That's right, and while it isn't irrefutable, the defense believes that this is credible evidence that the witnesses did fire a round from their gun in the pawnbrokers that night. Nah! Well, that's dumb as fuck. How did you think you were going to escape from that? Order! How does the prosecution stand, Lord Van Zeeks? Oh no. If that is the direction my learned friend wishes to take, the prosecution has no objection. What? You're not objecting? But you'll forgive me for flinging my hallowed chalice aside in disgust at the repugnancy it exposes. Yes, on the night in question, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery illegally and attempted murder on Sholmes, and like the bold baddies they claim to be, opened fire on the new arrivals before fleeing back onto the street. Eh? Take it easy there, Governor. You're gonna land us in the soup. We had a deal. You weren't gonna get into them details. Tell him, Sulky. Set the bloke straight. I have nothing to add. So he knew, did he? Van Zeeks knew the testimony would almost certainly expose the extent of their crimes. It would seem now that I owe my learned Nipponese friend a word of gratitude. What do you mean? What I mean is that you have helpfully confirmed an important fact. To what fact do you refer, Lord Van Zeeks? As has been established at the point of the arrest, a single shot had been fired from the brother's gun. Okay, now he's going to be like, because you said that it was shot at someone in on the front of the store, that means obviously Gina is the only one who could have shot Windy Bank. That's probably it. However, if the shot found its target in Mr. Sholmes, then clearly these witnesses cannot be accused of the fatal shooting of the proprietor and victim. Yeah, exactly. In other words, these two men have no material connection to the murder of Mr. Windybank at all. So that's it. Oh my god. That's it. We didn't have nothing to do with it. We didn't Nash. We didn't. That's what I reckon. Your crimes include unlawful entry, intent to steal, perjury, and let us not forget, attempted murder. Quite a catalogue, eh, fellas? We're in for it now, bruv. Now, then, let us take a moment to consider the aforementioned great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. It would seem the man patronized the pawnbrokers in question somewhat regularly. Where is he going with this? Mr. Sholmes appears to take pleasure in tinkering with eccentric machinery. Eccentric? Says who? Not me. Don't give me that look. He installed a pair of machines like this one in the victim's shop. Oh! That's one of Pearlie's red-handed recorders. What is that, Counsel? It has the appearance of a photographic contraption. As your lordship has surmised, it is indeed a camera attached to a small timing device. Every half an hour, it automatically photographs the interior of the establishment. The idea being that if a thief were to break into the shop, he would be caught red-handed. The prosecution has obtained the photographs taken by the device on the night in question. Okay, 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m., 9 p.m., 9:30 p.m. As the court will observe, copious identical prints are produced in a quite desultory fashion. Rather prodigal, I think. I feel. In fact, there are 2 such devices in the victim's shop, my lord. If I may refer the court to the plan of the premises, their respective positions are here and here. You say these cameras produce a print every half hour. I'm afraid I fail to see how that would help if the anticipated thief conducted his activities in one of the many 30-minute intervals. One can only pray that one can only pray that the would-be criminal lingers, my lord. On the night in question, the witnesses currently in the stand were not caught on camera. That's a bit of fried truck, eh, bruv? Lady Luck loves the skulking. Witnesses, at what time did your trespassing begin? Must have been just after 1. Right, bruv? Must have been Nash, must have been. Yeah, just gone 1. In which case, minutes before these brothers entered the establishment, what scene might we expect to see within the shop? Let's examine evidence. Oh, good lord! It's the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade. Oh shit, we are fucked. Oh no. As the court can clearly see, the accused is pictured gun in hand facing the victim over the shop counter, no doubt coercing the proprietor to open the door to his storeroom. Quite, one can only too easily imagine the events that unfolded. The court will take this photographic print as evidence, if you please, counsel. Okay, we got the print. This is not looking very good at first glance. I don't believe it. Ginny. In short, the accused is the only person who could possibly have killed Mr. Windybank. Oh no, this is gonna be a long one. I say, my lord. Okay, Mr. Garrideb. Wonder if I might put in a word at this point. Go ahead, Mr. Foreman. Took a bally bullet to the knee in the Battle of Maywind. 1880, don't you know? Decorated for it and all that, but forced to retire from service, sadly. Of course, a medal can never outshine the exploits of chaps like us on the battlefield. Oh, he's wearing his medal. I didn't even realize that. Yes, Mr. Foreman, and what exactly is your point? Carried on the battle after retirement, you see, the battle of daily life, if you like. And here I am now, leading this small squadron, 6 men, all good and true. And we'll all go down together, you mark my words, one for all and all for one. What are you saying, Mr. Garrideb? The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached agreement, have they? Is that what we are to understand? Well, Mr. Foreman, is that correct? You could have just said that, Mr. Garrideb. In a manner of speaking, yes. That is the Garrideb squadron's position, sir. What? No, it's too soon to make a judgment here. Status report for the court, men. On the double. His lordship insists on promptitude at all times, and that goes for making decisions too. I think you'll find the truth is as clear as day now. I could reach out and touch it. I wouldn't have left it in there. I just wouldn't. But in all honesty, I can't actually remember. What are you talking about, juror number 4? Situation clear. Stop. No room for doubt. Stop. Truth now undeniable. Stop. I'm very sorry for brothers. They are unlucky. You are a criminal. I don't know if you're a criminal, but I feel like you're a criminal. Very well. I now call upon each member of the jury to state his or her leaning in this matter. Announce your considered verdicts to the court.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Oh no.
Guilty.
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 Guilty. Oh, I guess we're gonna do a defendant summation. Jesus Christ. Why do we always have to do this in the start of the game? It does indeed appear that the jury is unanimous in its leaning already. That photograph, it must be the definitive evidence that Trexon mentioned. Okay, let's see the evidence. I didn't check it. 1 a.m. Is there anything that I can see interesting? I want to see the other photos. But Ginny didn't shoot him. No, of course not. But why are you holding the gun? This looks so bad. My lord, the defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination. Very well, the court grants permission. He mad. So you refuse to admit defeat again. How unsurprising. We shall proceed immediately with the summation examination. Mr. Foreman, are all members of the jury ready? All members of the jury ready? Absolutely, sir. Always ready for action, my chaps. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty. Oh god, here we go again. Judicial findings. The jurors' contentions. All the evidence clearly points the finger of guilt at this young pickpocketeer. As a housemate, I should like to see all filthy eyesores promptly and rigorously eliminated. I think you'll find that if you look at the photograph in stereo, the truth will just pop out. If I have left it in there, I should think there'll be repercussions by now. What are you talking about, juror number 4? Mind made up. Stop. Global radio transmission of verdict to follow. Stop. In motherland, we say never judge by clothes, judge by head. I'm convinced brothers are innocent. Bro. Wow, you are a criminal as well. Why you support... Obviously, you're supporting your bros. The circumstances of the crime and the evidence do indeed implicate the defendant rather comprehensively. The storeroom, locked from the inside, in which the victim and the accused were discovered alone. And in the accused's hand, the fatal revolver, the firing of which was heard by these witnesses. Not to mention this print. Take it from a chap who's seen action on the battlefield. That young girl's on the verge of pulling the body trigger. Thanks a lot, Mr. Sholmes. Oh dear, Hurley's cameras were supposed to help, not hinder. I'm afraid I think you have an uphill struggle ahead of you. But Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windybank. Which means there's more to the situation that we have yet to see. I feel like the criminal in this case is probably the Eggert Benedict, in my opinion. Agreed. You have the floor, counsel. Proceed with the summation examination. Hold it, that's the end of the video. See you next time.